Hi, and thank you so much for watching. I'm sure you're wondering right now about passing your North Carolina real estate test. I get a lot of questions from people who read my blog about tips and tricks on how to pass the test. I have to tell you that the most important thing that you can do, and I know this is gonna sound really boring and there's no really magic to it, but the most important thing that you can do really is take practice tests and read the book. The reason why I say that is because people who have composed the test questions for our exams, they have really went through the book. They use the book to compose the questions. So if you read the book thoroughly, and I know it's not the most exciting thing to read, but if you read the book thoroughly and you take the pre-exams questions over and over, you start to learn the method of question, the way that the questions are composed for the tests. Another thing I wanted to touch on, and I get asked about this a lot, is about the schedule. I know that a lot of the schools out there, they advertise courses to pass your real estate licensing exams over the weekend, rush courses, express courses. This is all to get your money, to take your money and get you to put you in a class and then move on to the next group. Sorry to sound negative, but that's how it is. You're not going to pass the class or the test if you're working full-time and taking the class on the weekend. It's not gonna happen. And the reason for that is because the material for the school, it is so difficult and there's so much of it that it's physically impossible for you to learn the material in class and not cover it after class. And by saying after class, what I mean is that when you get home from school, you need to prepare yourself to study every single day, I don't know, about 5 to 8 hours per day in order to just grasp the information that's inside the book. Now, if you're working full-time, how are you going to get those hours that you need to study? You're not, because you also have family, dogs, pets, significant others, shopping, eating, and sleeping. So it's physically impossible for you to put that time and effort into studying after class. I was actually lucky enough that I wasn't working and I was able to dedicate my entire time to the school. And trust me, even though I wasn't working, the time that I dedicated to studying for the exams was pretty extenuous. I was not seeing any friends. I was not living a social life. All I was doing is just attending school, eating, studying, sleeping, and doing it over again. Now, if somebody's listening to this that's out of state, perhaps your tests in your state are easier, or you can take them online. Many people do know that North Carolina real estate license exams are the hardest in the country. So there's 2 tests to take once you pass your class test. One is the national and one is the state exam. The national is the longest and has the most questions, and the state is the shortest. For me, the state test, even though it had less questions, it was the most difficult to pass. I took a retake on that exam because the questions were so tricky that it was difficult for me to understand what is it really that they were asking me. Once you pass both exams, boom, congratulations, you have become a North Carolina state broker. You do not become a real estate agent, you become broker right away. Perhaps this is the reason why we study so hard, is because we never have to go to the next step of becoming brokers. We are brokers immediately. But for those of you that don't know, there is a catch. We become brokers, but we become provisional brokers, which means that for a period of 18 months, we need to be supervised by a BIC. A BIC is called broker in charge, and it's someone that supervises you and makes sure that you don't make any mistakes or you don't get sued, and that you can be comfortable doing your job during the 18-month period. And now here's a catch, another one. And my very sincere advice to you, when you do become a provisional broker, please go back to school immediately and take the provisional license status as soon as possible. And the reason why I'm asking you to take off the provisional status as soon as possible is because the material that you study in school to take off the provisional status is still pretty difficult. So when you're finishing your pre-licensing school, you have the information fresh in your mind. What I did is I went back to school straight away. I finished 90 days of school, divided in 30-hour chunks. So there's 3 different courses that you take when you become a provisional broker. When you graduate from these 3 courses and you pass all the 3 exams, boom, your provisional status is taking off.
Yeah!
When your provisional status is taking off, you no longer have to be supervised by a broker in charge, and you get to do a little bit more than rather when you were a provisional broker, and you have that schooling period of 90 hours behind you. Mind you, if you do wait the 18 months, you will be rushing to finish the 90 days. Again, I did the mistake of 90 days. 90 hours to take the classes, and you might be also forgetting some information that you've learned in school. Mind you, you do have to take an exam after each 30-hour class, so be prepared to retain all the information. And that pretty much sums it up for me in terms of tips, tricks, and advice on how to pass your real estate license classes here in North Carolina. If you have any questions or comments, or you wish me, or I can't talk today, or you wish for me to make another video about things that interest you, please drop it in the comments below. I will try to make another video soon about the brokerage that I joined, which is called EXP. I cannot say more wonderful things about it, but that's a separate video, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.